Hello, and welcome to the MMO Report. I'm your host, Casey Schreiner, and today we are here at Redwood City, California at the Tryon World Studios, where we're about to celebrate the year-long anniversary of Rift, a very successful community-based MMO. So let's see what they have in store for you today on their one-year anniversary. I'm here with Scott Hartzman. He's the executive producer of Rift, and I actually have read a lot of material that you've written on the internet. I pulled up a producer's letter that you had just written that was about 12 or 14 pages long.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
It was a great way to pass the time. But it brings into question, you guys, probably more than any other MMO and maybe even video game company, do a lot of fan interaction. What brought that about? Was that something from the beginning of Rift's development that you guys wanted to have?
Yeah, the whole idea behind Rift and the whole idea behind Tryon is really we are running games as a service. We don't really think about them as this thing that you launch and you get out there and then you just maintain with as little effort as possible. To us, running MMOs is all about the quality of the live service, the quality of the interactions with the community, the quality of the customer service. And so, yeah, it's really a core tenet of the company.
Over the past year of development, what is the best thing that you think that you guys have added to the game from a fan suggestion?
Basically, it was based on a whole bunch of fan feedback. We added the onslaughts to Ember Isle. And onslaughts are where you have just throngs of invasions all coming to a single point, and you can upgrade the area around it and defend. This came from people who played our live events, and they were able to team up together and fight off this stream of invasions. And there were comments like Rift, where the mobs raid you, and things like that. And that was really fun. So we took that and we made a whole zone about that experience. So
this is essentially a game about different planes of existence battling for control over the universe.
Yep.
And you had this wedding idea or this wedding request, and you didn't know how many people were going to do it, and now you have a world record for it.
Yeah, we had some, there were definitely some doubts ahead of time. I was talking to the designer of the events just, as they were rolling out, and, she was convinced they were going to be a disaster. We were convinced that, oh God, only 20 people are going to show up, and, lo and behold, it turned out to be, a pretty amazingly popular event. Yeah, we're thrilled with it.
And I understand you guys also just got your own Guinness World Record this week for marriages in-game.
Oh yeah, we just did 20,000 plus marriages, some boatload number, somebody can give you an exact number, but it's like 40,000 people getting married, having fun, and it really shows you, I need to do more stuff like that.
So does performing a mass wedding ceremony, does that technically qualify you guys as a cult now?
That's a good point. If it does, I'm going to look for the tax credit since I'm a religion, but I will check into that.
And also, you guys, not only just to let fans know what's going on, you actually solicit ideas from them and take their feedback into consideration when you're designing the new patches. Every time we ever ask for something from our fans, we usually end up just getting a lot of pictures of penises.
Okay.
So how does that, do you guys just have a more creative fan base, or people who are actually caring about the game?
Yeah, no, I guarantee you, we absolutely get the same kind of feedback a lot of the time. It's just a matter of choosing which ones you pay attention to and which ones you don't. I think a lot of people who play MMOs, especially who've been playing MMOs for a long time, have a lot of experience with things they really want to see in games versus things that they think wouldn't fit in a game. And so we take that feedback as well as our own, our own sensibilities and our own direction for where we want the game to go. And we kind of come up with a blend of what's going to make the most sense. What are the features that we could be working on that are going to be resonating the most with the players that we have, and getting them more excited about bringing more people into the game.
It's almost about a year now for Rift. I know it's the paper anniversary. I tried to make a origami swan, but I don't really want to talk about how that turned out.
Yeah.
But how have you guys been celebrating?
So basically we've been celebrating. We're going to have a big event get launched on the 22nd. We're going to have everything cotton candy, popcorn, strange balloon animals. The main thing is we have a really big carnival happening, and we have a lot of carnival prizes. We have carnival shysters. We have some of the greatest balloons ever put into a game. We've taken some of our big mobs, our big bosses, and we've made balloon animals out of them. And our art department did just a fantastic job. When you can take something like a a Malforge and say, hey, let's make a giant dragon balloon. And yes, it's on point. There's just nothing you can say. It looks awesome.
Carnival of the Ascended is the biggest event we've done, I think, ever. World events have been a staple of the game, and they're definitely a way to, to get people excited about coming back every month, seeing what's new, seeing what's exciting, and having new stuff to do. We started out with these things back when we launched the game, and we went super ambitious, over the top, too crazy, too big. They kind of got a little smaller over time, and now this is the second one that is getting back on the ramp of making them bigger and better and more unique, with more unique gameplay and more cool stuff to do. So yeah, it's going to run for over a month. So it's going to be a pretty big one.
Why don't you take me a little bit through the history of the original vanilla version of Rift through 1.7?
Okay, so we launched Rift. We had a raid for green scale, and we had a solid amount of endgame content, more than a lot of people expected us to come out with. And very shortly after that, we started adding more. So we added the River of Souls 10-man raid. We added Hammernell shortly thereafter. And along the way, we've also been doing a lot of world events. But each time we do a world event, we add new zone events to the world, new rifts to the world. Basically, it's about refreshing our world each time we have a chance to touch it, and we're not afraid to do so.
Are you at all concerned that you guys are maybe doing it too well, and that you're going to have to one-up yourself in the next month or the next time you have a patch with a big celebration like this?
That's a great concern to have. Yeah, and sometimes as a manager, I'm like, oh my God, how are we going to top this, so on and so on. But that's a great concern to have. If there's nothing better than saying, wow, we just did something so great, how can we do something better? Well, you got to always try better, right?
That's a good point.
You never know your limitations until you exceed them.
Now, in terms of size of these patches, you guys have also done a pretty good job of releasing. This is going to be the 8th one coming out, and each patch is not just like, oh, we're going to nerf a class, we're going to fix this one thing, maybe there's a new tailor in town. These are all kind of expansion-sized patches. Do you guys have like a Foxconn running back there, or what's going on?
No, it does go to the strength of how we think, or what we think the strength is of running live teams and keeping people working on the game. When Rift launched, we had every intention of keeping all of the same developers working on the game instead of doing what a lot of companies do, which is either reducing the size of the team immediately or putting everybody on new products. We knew very well that in order for us to compete, especially as a studio that was coming up out of nowhere, we really had to hammer home these differences with this is what you get with an MMO from Tryon versus this is what you might be used to in other MMOs. And we knew that live service and live rollouts was a place we could really succeed. We've got developers who've been working on basically every AAA MMO that's launched over the last 10 years. And so we've got that blend of DNA in the studio of people who get to say, hey, this worked great on this game, this didn't work so great, and people coming together with their experiences. And it's really helped us keep the team together, keep pushing things forward, and keep adding new stuff to a live service.
We're also using that to figure out new ways to support each various part of our community, whether it's role players or PvPers or the raiders or the soloists, that sort of thing. So we're adding a lot more. We added another Chronicle in 1.7. We're just trying to open up our world to everybody who wants to play it.
Of those different types of players who are in Rift, which member of that group is the most vocal? Which is the most annoying in terms of asking for things?
Annoying?
Yeah.
It's not really annoying. Loudest? It would definitely be the end game. Okay, fine.
Right.
It would definitely be the end game players. I think the PvPers have been very vocal, and that's great. We've made a lot of changes based on their feedback. We're implementing more warrior changes to make sure that they're getting the love they need. It's not really annoying. We stopped having that mindset a long time ago. It's more along the lines of, wow, that guy's really loud, and he's got 500 people all saying the same thing. Man, we ought to look at that. Yeah.
I guess it's a good idea. And as far as these, they're patches, but they're basically expansions, are concerned.
We put out a lot.
Yeah. You guys are also expanding outside of the game world as well. There's a mobile app as well?
Yes, the mobile app, I was playing it literally as I was walking down the hall to come here. It lets me talk to my guildmates. It lets me play little things we call lootables, which are like almost like lottery ticket scratchers that actually give my in-game characters currencies and rewards and artifacts and fun stuff like that.
Well, that's it for us today, but that is not it for Tryon Worlds or for Rift. Be sure to tune in next week for an exclusive reveal from patch 1.8. Again, that's G4TV.com/MMO.